Welcome to episode 8 of Feel Free Conversations. I'm Mike Brown. This is James, that yoga dude Woods. And we happy to be here with y'all on this Good Friday. But it's not Good Friday. I don't think. James, how you feeling today?
I feel good, man. I feel good. Let's take a deep breath, Mike.
That sounds good.
Let's jump straight into a deep breath. Oh, y'all see how my shoulders drop? Y'all's the same. Relax. See how my beautiful face just relaxes? Sitting up so we can get all the breath down into our belly. BREATH, not breath. Just taking a second to laugh and to feel the breath. Breathing in through our nose. And then breathe out the mouth. Breathe it in through the nose. And out of the mouth. One more deep breath in. And breathe it out.
I appreciate that.
Muchas gracias. How's your Spanish going, man?
Bueno. I went to a restaurant 2 days ago and I asked for the la cuenta. And it felt good because I was flowing in it, and I practice every day. So the basic shit that I need to know, I'm able to get. So yeah, I feel good. I want to go try it out in Mexico though. I want to go somewhere else and go speak it.
Man, how long of a drive is that for you?
I don't know, but I don't really feel comfortable driving to that border like that. I mean, I did it once from California, but yeah, I don't know.
Take a shuttle.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I found a place next to my house. It's like maybe $80. Something cheap, but go down to Mexico and come back in a day. I might just do it one day, just cause.
Yeah.
Go down to Mexico, have me some lunch, walk around. It's like TJ, and then come back. I'm not scared down there.
I had a good time in TJ when I went. It definitely was a lot going on. People drive crazy as hell. I mean, people drive crazy anywhere, but you got to get a whole separate car insurance while you're in Mexico and shit.
If you there for a while, if you just go in there.
I was there for about 4-5 days when I went.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, man. I'm big on not being scared to go places, but I'd be scared to go places in my emotional life, in my mental life. Yeah, let's go to Mexico. Let's go to war-torn areas and stuff. But I'm not gonna commit. That's funny, man. That's like, it feels very, I hate the term, but like toxic masculinity. When I die for this, I ride for this, I do this, I do that, but I won't say sorry. You know what I mean? But I won't open up emotionally. Yeah, it's been coming up a lot for me lately, of just being able to go to new places within myself, besides just external places, jumping off of cliffs and doing all these kind of physical challenges that can seem difficult and hard and scary, but it really is the same thing of just running away from those internal things and stuff. So I'm ready to go to the Tijuana of my emotions right now.
I feel that. I don't really be scared to go places. I'm just, I'm just a cautious person, especially with new shit. So I'm always, I like to kind of just know what I'm throwing myself into. Like I don't be scared to throw myself in it, but I definitely like to, just have some awareness before going into it. You know what I'm saying?
I do, and I like that word a lot. Very cautious, and I try to have a little bit more caution, but it really it feels more. It's more of a adrenaline rush adventure to go into something without caution and be like, oh, I can deal with whatever come up and stuff. But like I said, if it comes to some emotional, some mental, I got all the cautions in the world. I can't do that. But let me go to the slums of Costa Rica and do some cliff driving there and eat some food that probably I shouldn't eat or whatever. That's cool. But tell you how I feel. Mm.
So,
Working on it, man.
and that's what I was gonna ask. Like, what tools from the external stuff that you do can you bring into like the emotional spaces of your life?
I'm always gonna be okay. Every time I did something that I should have had caution for, every time I put myself in a situation that was probably dangerous and probably not that smart, so far I've made it out and I've learned from it. So why can't I do the same with my emotional and mental commitments and going into situations and being like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be okay. Like, you know, it's okay to go into this relationship this way, take on this new job, to take on this new experience, to surrender to the experience. It's okay to be present here in this moment. Like I've learned that after every time I've done something which was like, oh man, this is a lot, whether it be running a marathon or traveling here or doing whatever. It's like I've always has been okay, and I've always came back to a place within myself where it made me feel connected to me. So it's the same thing. But for some reason, I feel like my emotional and my mental is way more fragile and way less powerful than my physical ability or even mental ability to think about getting out of a situation. You know what I mean?
Is there such thing? Because I'm listening to you and just knowing you and knowing the tools that I've gained from you, um, and how they've been helpful to me. Does sometimes it feel like you have too many tools? Like, is there such thing as like, you know, too many tools at one time? Does that make sense?
hmm I think so. And, we're talking about, I got a bunch of books, million books. And if I take a different thing, I think, all right, if you take all these tools to build one thing, you cool. But if you take one tool and to try to build a whole nother thing every time, if I just take everything from this book, whatever book this is, and run and be like, okay, I'm gonna base my whole life off of this, and then I'm gonna base my whole life off of this one, and then I'm gonna base my whole life off the other ones, it'll be all over the place. But if I just take something from each one to contribute to one thing that I'm building on, then it's helpful. But if I'm switching up what I'm building, depending on my tool every time, I'll be all over the place. I'll be distracted. I'll be running from tool to tool, thinking that the tool is the answer instead of me. What I'm building, my life is being the answer. And I've definitely been caught up in that many a times where it's like, oh, okay, this is the new thing that is going to change my life and everything like that. It's like, no, this is just something to add currently to your life. Your life is already great. It's already amazing. You already got what you need. This tool is going to help you see more of it, use more of it, apply more of it. Just one Hyundai, and then you just use a bunch of wrenches to get the tires straight, get this straight, get that straight. So that's a good question, man. I think have as many tools as you need for the life that you want to build, but don't focus on the tool. Focus on the life you want to build.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that takes time, man. I think it's important to gather your tools and stuff to start to. That's where I'm at right now, where I'm been gathering tools for a long time. I feel like, and now it's getting clear on what I'm actually building. You know, um, like I'm figuring out exactly what I want to put my time and energy into, more to build, and then how I want to look and all the pieces I want to bring. Um, and letting go of what I thought should be built and what I thought tools I was going to need, and then just embracing, oh, okay, this is what's here. This is the thing that showed up in my life and has kept showing up in my life. So let me put all the tools to work on this instead of that piece and that piece and that piece. So, yeah, man, I think that's the I want to do that challenge for this month, man. You have any sound effects right now?
Let me see what I have.
If not, I'll drum roll. um, that's the
Actually,
audience.
actually,
Audience.
I do have some. Let me see. You want a drum roll?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have a drum roll. Let's see what this
All right.
is.
The joke. That's funny. But whatever. What do you think about doing a surrender challenge for the month? I know that's your life.
Yeah. I think it could be valuable. I do. I feel like I'm I'm in so many challenges and surrenders right now. Like I told you, I'm giving up well, I'm taking on sobriety this month, so I guess I am giving up, but I'm not giving up. I'm not a quitter. So essentially I'm taking on sobriety this month. Um I'm releasing candy this month, and I'm taking on intentional creativity. So like, when I have those feelings, when I have those urges, like rather than giving into them or letting them take over, because sometimes, at least for me, like when I feel something, I could be like stuck on that feeling, you know.
hmm
And I think I want to apply it to my creativity, so creating what that feeling feels like.
Hmm. Um. Okay. So instead of being in that feeling, you want to create that feeling like within a certain time, or
um I mean, if I'm at my house, like I want to plug up the keyboard or plug up the microphone and leave it there.
Hmm. Okay. And if you're not at your house, you gonna wait, or is there a way to express when you're not at home?
um what's funny? I feel like when I'm out, most of the times I feel pretty present. It's usually
Yeah.
when I'm at home when a lot of feelings come up.
Okay. That's dope. So you doing an intentional creation challenge. So,
Yeah.
uh, to put that in a framework, what does that look like exactly?
Put it in a framework. I don't know.
Help the people out, man. Help the people out.
I guess it's like a 30-day challenge of creating, because we feel this shit every day. It's it's not a day where you don't just feel something. So it's like let me take every day to dedicate to my creativity.
Mm.
Also, this is kind of like a commercial, but this month I'm in another challenge. It's called Merch Madness, and it started today. Uh, so I am selling merch on, and I'll put the link in the bio because I don't know the link. I think it's like yanniblue.etsy.com. Yanni Blue and I are in a merch challenge, and we're putting all the merch in one store so we can calculate, how many sales we can support each other in this challenge as well. So while you buy a Art of Letting Go shirt, get you a Yanni Blue shirt as well. We're also doing a podcast that is coming up. So that will start on March 14th, which I will also be putting a song out that day. And also we have a workshop that day.
A whole bunch of creation. That's
So
what's up.
March 14th. That's a very significant day in my journey. And it was the first day I put out my first beat tape, and like life has not been the same since. So
What year was that?
2010.
9, 10.
Yeah, it was 10.
I was
2010. Same year I moved to LA.
the executive producer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every day you're gonna have time to create.
Yeah, every day I will dedicate an hour to my creativity.
Okay. Is there anything you want as a result? Well, yeah, what does he want as a result of this?
Um, I want to make creating my habit. You
Mhm.
know, I think a lot of things that we do in life are habitual. So, I want to create more healthy habits. I left my phone at home one day, and when I tell you the amount of times that I reached for it,
Mhm.
it made me so uncomfortable because I didn't need it. I didn't need it for anything, but I reached for it for about 7, 8 times.
Mm. That little packet, uh, pocket pat. You like pat your pocket. Oh, I'm on the phone. Yeah.
And
It's.
it's a time consuming habit, like,
Mhm.
and that's something I was thinking about taking on this month as well. It's just like minimal social media, like really using it to just promote what I need to promote and getting up out the way.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you could be on that thing and just scrolling, and just that feeling of it. Like I don't do it as much on Instagram and stuff now, but when I get on YouTube, YouTube has shorts now. So I'm watching whatever I'm watching on YouTube. Then I'll go to the shorts. It'll show me a prank video. It'll show me a fight video. It'll show me another prank. Then it'll show me some rap shit, some inspiring shit. Then another prank. And it's like, fuck, I've been sitting here for 45 minutes just scrolling.
100%, man. That thing meets you at your place of. For me, it'll meet me at a place where I don't want to be present, and then it just carry me into its own world, man. Yeah, them YouTube shorts. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get on here to get this information. Wow, this is very important. I need to know all about how to build a terrarium right now. And that video is only 30 seconds, but 15, 30-second videos or a minute video.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it knows me so well. It knows me so well. It feeds
And don't
into it.
don't let it loop up on you.
Don't let it loop up. It knows what I'm interested in, and it knows the best way for me to numb in that moment, for me to be distracted. Because sometimes I'll skip the positive videos. Like, I don't feel like hearing this right now. I want to see somebody fight. I want to see somebody say something stupid. That's what I want to see. Um, and I know I go there because of for me, I go there because I'm not ready to go there. Like, I go to the shorts because I'm not ready to go to what I need to do. You know what I mean? And he said, "Yeah, I'm on it too, man." And it's like, I need to get up off of this because I look and it's always like, man, it's been 40 minutes,
Yeah.
45 minutes, 45, and it's like, man. So that's dope. The intentional creation and that 1 hour. When you said an hour a day, I was like, dang, that's kind of a lot. But
It's really
40
not.
40 minutes scrolling on one
You know what's so
sitting, and
funny?
then
I'll take an hour to create, and that hour will go by so fast that I have to take another hour,
mm,
and I'll find myself doing it for like 3 hours and being okay with that. But like sometimes that hour goes so fast, and really for me, it's just the start.
mm,
That's what take longer than anything. It's just a start. Once I get started, it's easy. But
mm,
yeah, you said what is the end product? Yeah, I wanna create as a habit. I want it to be a part of my habitual, and that's it for right now. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I want to have a project out, and I want to. This is
mm,
for me. This is for my life because I'm so conscious of how good I feel when I create. And sometimes I let my feelings get in the way of me doing it. Sometimes I'm worrying about something too much or whatever. And it's like, rather than worry, let me put it here, or let me put this self-doubt here, instead of like just letting it fester inside and distracting me from the thing that essentially makes me feel good.
Mm, that's dope, man. And habits create life, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have a life of feeling good. Um, yeah. So I still want to do my surrender challenge where when and it has been a practice. I've been doing this stuff for a while, but just making it more intentional this month, just because um, when something comes up that I feel in conflict with, sometimes I can hold on to it and try to make it make sense. Um, I don't want to try to make it make sense anymore. I want to let it go as soon as possible. Because when I try to make it make sense of what somebody else is doing or what should be or how things are supposed to be, it just causes too much conflict. So I'm just going to surrender it as soon as I can understand that this is not mine to make sense. And I'm going to do that through journaling, through prayer, through meditation, through conversation. But if something don't make sense, if something don't feel aligned to me, I got 24 hours to live. With think, what would you do? What would you do? No, I got 24 hours. That was a dope song. 24 hours to let that thing go. So as soon as it come up into my mind or something conflictual where there's like, somebody cut me off in traffic or whatever, something light, or I'm going through an issue with my girl or something I don't agree with somebody in life, and I can't make sense of it. Like, oh, it should be why they do it, blah blah blah. I gotta let it go within 24 hours where I recognize, like, nah, this ain't. So, what I want to get out of it, actually, I think I want to get, I think I want to make, I don't know, I want to make some kind of form or some kind of something, a way to help myself and to help others down the line of like, hey, man, here's the process of letting stuff go quickly so it don't fester and turn into something else. Because stuff I be holding on to, feel like this is crazy. Why am I doing this? Um, and as you can hear, probably the lawnmowers in the background. Welcome back, Gardner, our third host of the show. They've been gone for a while. Can you hear it?
I heard it a little bit, but it wasn't bad.
Okay, maybe. Well, yeah, y'all finally heard it because I'm saying it every time. But yeah, man, I want to create that for myself, a real habit, a strong system of letting stuff go on the Art of Letting Go Studios as soon as possible, man. And then I want it to be something I can constantly come back to and something I can share with others. But it's for first and foremost for me, something I can have, and just building it as an ingrained practice, a part of my life, letting stuff go and surrendering quickly to the highest me, highest self. Let it over to spirit, man.
The way you talk about surrender, in my head, it almost feels like a ego death. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like the same process for you.
All it is ego death. All it is me seeing that what I thought was supposed to be, what I was feeling, what I what my perspective is something I can let go. Is not who I am, because when I was in third grade, my teacher told me this. So now all blue Play-Doh is bad. Let it go. Because it's blocking moving forward. It's not putting me in a position where I want to be. It's not my real life. It's my understanding from the third grade that all Play-Doh should be blue. Let it go.
And I agree, let it go. And I also was thinking, like, sometimes you, and not sometimes, all the times, you have to do the work to go back and heal that and just leave it where it's at. Like, leave it in third grade. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm. And that's what the tools I feel like are for, because doing the work takes tools, healing takes tools. If you don't have that ability, it might keep you stuck there in third grade. Or if you have that ability, and I think, I don't know, if somebody has the ability and the tools and they don't use them, um yeah, that's just some healing that needs to happen, because why would you not want your life to be free from what Miss Johnson told you in third grade that is blocking you from making more money or having a deeper relationship or blah 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 blah. So it's like, use the tools for what they for, and really prioritizing, nothing is more important than my freedom, nothing is more important than my peace. So um yeah, we're gonna build, I'm gonna build some ways, some I'm taking all those tools and building another tool of to help me surrender in those moments, because it's just been real. It's been in my face lately, just from the other work that I've been doing on myself. That, yeah, you got some stuff to let go, brother. Surrender. Um, that's funny. I like this light. Make my teeth look extra big and white.
That's
Yeah, man.
hilarious.
Good sound. If you need a producer, that's not gonna be all in your videos and cutting you off, man. Get you Mike Brown to produce your audio experience. I greatly appreciate us being on episode 8, and it's still just feeling like a phone call. Feeling like we just chopping it up, man.
As I've said before, this is kind of the workshopping of what your podcast is going to be. And I was just thinking about it, like just taking this time to record every week is really like building that muscle up in you to be comfortable on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you are having conversations with other people and shit, you are able to just let that shit flow, because now you in the practice, now you in the habit, now you in the routine, like people tell me all the time, when the microphone comes on for me, I just transform into a different person, but I've done it for years now, so it's dope to see you finding more comfort, finding more flow, and yeah, just building this shit out. Like these are essentially your demo tapes, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to, it looks like we have one person tuned in. Shout out to you for tuning into James's demo tapes.
And this is a, yeah, a demo. It's a timestamp, a recording of my life, where I'm at right now, and whoever listening to this, either today or in 20 years, of where they at in their life. So I'm sure they probably need to surrender and let some stuff go. I know that they probably need to be more intentional about their creation and stuff. So everybody is on a different journey, but on the same wavelength and everything. So um I'm still listening to Sun Ra book, the artist. That's a 16-hour book, and I'm like 8 hours in. Yeah, it's a good
I should
listen though.
I should do that one, because
Yeah.
the book is so big. Like, it's probably bigger than Pimp C's book. Pimp C's book was really big. But yeah, I haven't finished it yet, so I might go back to it on audiobook. I'm actually in a reading deprivation right now. Actually,
Mm.
that might be something good for you as well. But I'm taking a week of not reading any printed materials, and I actually should update that, because it's one of the practices of the artist way, but also the book was written a long time ago. Like, it may need to be updated with no social media in addition to that.
Hmm. um I've cut back a lot on my reading. A week of no reading, I could do it. I'm shaking, like you said, a week of no.
That's how I was feeling initially also, because I'm leading a book club. Not leading, I started a book club. I'm not leading anything. We all a part of it. And that was my accountability. So it's like, damn, how am I going to be, how can I expect them to be accountable if I'm, if I'm doing this? But what I did before I started, I read ahead,
Mm-hmm.
read ahead so I could take the week off.
Yeah. Um, the reading, yeah, I could do it.
Could you do a week without social media?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
week
you
without,
could.
huh?
I said, yeah, you could.
Yeah. Um, the reading. So right now, I'm reading. Reading is a part of my morning practice where I read I'm going through like this guided reading of this spiritual book, kind of spiritual book, and it's like a part of my morning meditation to reflect on that. And I read sometimes it's a paragraph, sometimes it's a couple pages and stuff. I really haven't been reading too much after that because I used to read 10 pages a day, and I just haven't because I've been dedicating my time to other things. But um, and even listening to the audio book and stuff is there. But yeah, I'm in a good place. It doesn't feel like it's just information right now because sometimes I'm reading and I'm like, man, this is just information. This feels like a new place where I'm reading right now, like that. Mm, it doesn't feel. It feels like a deeper understanding of a familiar place. Like, oh, okay, I'm getting to know myself better, getting to know God better, and it's showing up in my life. Because sometimes I'm just reading and I'm like, what did I read? I don't know. I'm just kind of going through the motions. But this feels like a good thing to read. So that may mean a week off to really digest that might be, the best thing. So consider it.
What are you
Read
reading right now?
just the Sun Ra book, and then I'm taking it. Oh yeah, I'm taking this class, um, and I'm reading the book for the class. It's a class on spirituality. I keep saying spirituality, and that sounds vague to me, but it's a part of it's a like an organization called the Science of Mind, and I know it sounds like Scientology, right? What are y'all doing?
Like while reading the Sun Ra book, it sounds like you about to go to Mars or
Well, all the same stuff, man. It's all about the laws of manifestation and mind, body, spirit, and those connections and stuff like that. And it just really is clicking for me. Even the Sun Ra stuff, Sun Ra was on the same stuff. All that stuff is the same. And so everything is just clicking for me, kind of spiritually right now. Psychology, uh, all the religious stuff, yoga, it's all just kind of clicking for me right now, and I'm enjoying it, um, and really living it. So even if I didn't read, I still will be living it because it just feels that alive to me, you know. And I feel good about that. When spirituality feeling alive to me is something that's important. I
yeah,
have to live it. It's not just you read, you go to a place, you do these practices and rituals, and you don't feel it. Like it's very alive for me right now in this moment. I'm enjoying that, and like I said, even reading that Sun Ra book. Sun Ra was notorious for recording all of his sessions.
hmm
You know what I mean? And he documented and recorded everything. So as you talk about us recording this, basically workshop for the podcast is coming on. That felt very Sun Ra. And if you don't know, Sun Ra was he was from like the 40s through the up into the 2000s. He was a jazz artist, and he was one of the pioneers of Afrofuturism,
mm.
which is black people placing themselves in the future. Important figure, real dope. Sunra, Sun Ra, two different words.
And I'm gonna tell you, reading that book, like I felt so connected to, like, oh, maybe this is why I connect to this person in the journey, because he was teaching, he was like
Mm-hmm.
doing all that shit, and even you saying that, it makes me think about those times of recording us in that Culver City apartment.
Right. 100%. Is that I know that a lot more
It's
loud
loud.
now.
Yeah,
Oh
it's loud.
yeah. Like he just brought the thing right next to my ear. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to do now. What should I do?
It's all good. We could transition to rapid fire 3 questions.
That's hilarious. I knew that was coming. All right. 3 questions. What has been the most Who's been the most influential person in your life? It's been
Mm. Outside of myself,
Mm-hmm.
because when I thought about it, I was like, shit, me. Most influential person. Not even a person that I know, but I'm gonna be honest, and I don't care. Kanye West.
Okay.
Kanye, I've always felt drawn to Pharrell as like somebody I aspired to be like, but somebody who was actually like me. I would say it's probably Kanye, just because very fearless. He always calling his shot, always manifesting, and always giving that energy back to other people. People, like I said, people could say what they want about him, but you know, like he would say shit like, if you believe in Kanye West, you believe in yourself, and that's some real shit. And that's been coming up for me in the aspect of God. No, Kanye is not God, but but I've been thinking about, like, what if believing in God is really believing in myself, you know? And I've been feeling that.
Mm-hmm. Um, I feel like Jesus said something about that. Like Jesus said something like about that. I can't remember, but yeah, I feel like he did.
Jesus or Yeezus?
Definitely the J. I mean, Jesus too. Jesus, Kanye. He also said, but some I can't. I don't remember scripture stuff, but it's something. But cool. What has been the most influential book?
Most influential book, I'm going to say The Four Agreements. And maybe it's because I've gone back to it so many times. I've probably read it like 5, 6 times. And it's funny, I hit up Don Miguel on
I was like,
Instagram. I hit him up on Instagram, and he had liked the post. And I'm gonna reach out to him, like, for real, because I reached out to him once to be on the podcast, and I didn't hear back, but I also was a lot smaller at that time. Now that I'm a big dog. And
mm-hmm.
also because I done got like 10 men, 12 men to buy his book. The least you could do is talk to me.
Right.
But no, like, I do stand by his book, and I've gotten, like I said, I bought it for so many people. I've gotten so many people to read it. Like, I would love for him to have a conversation with my community, because I'm sure, he's probably tapped into a bunch of communities that don't deliver it in an authentic way as I do. So I would love to have an authentic, real conversation with them.
I really want to read your version of that, of the Four Agreements. I'm excited to read that.
Like the Mike Brown version of the Four Agreements.
Yes.
Let that shit go. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Number one.
It's gonna have the most cursing in it.
Yeah. Um, and what has been, I had it in my mind. I forgot my question. What has been the most influential? Um, I'll go with it, but I lost my first. What has been the most influential media in your life? TV,
Most
books,
influential media in my life would
TV, books,
probably
internet,
be
music.
Rap City.
Big Tigger in the basement. Man,
That
how
shit
long?
ruined my life. And it ruined my life, and it also made my life great. Like, just seeing like young Black men just like figuring it out. You know what I mean? Like, you look at some of these people today, like, they don't be having as much jewelry on as they did. Like, people look healthy. Like, you look at like Method
Yeah,
Man. Method Man
man.
look healthy. You
Bless it,
know?
man. A lot of them cats look healthy now.
Yeah. So I appreciate
Little
them like
John,
like
meditation album.
shout out Lil John and this is in no way to be disrespectful, but Lil John looked clean.
He do. He
He
do.
looked like he took a bath. He looked like he just looked like he taking care of himself.
Yeah.
He don't look like he drink from gas tanks no more.
Yeah. Mhm. And I think that's a representation of the shift of the whole culture and everybody. Like it was pretty destructive back then.
Yeah.
Destructive relationships with women and self and others, and it was pretty bad. So I'm glad to have survived and be in the era of Lil Jon meditation albums and Method Man and the Locks workout and Juice, and you know it's a different era, and I'm definitely glad to be here and contribute to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely feel the influence on me, and I also feel my own twist to it all. So I'm appreciative of the influence that all those people gave me.
That's dope. All right, man.
All right,
Appreciate you.
I got 3 for you.
Okay.
Being from the West Coast and the influences of the music, you know, Corrupt, Snoop, all that shit. How do you release those influences and stay true to James as opposed to adopting that fuck a bitch, this and that attitude?
Who I am authentically is a square from the suburbs, you know. So whenever I get into that mode, now I realize it. Like, oh, okay, I'm hurt. Because even hearing it from them, those men was hurt. If you just talking about I want to kill somebody and just like you said, fuck a bitch and smoke weed, drink, do whatever, I don't care, kidnap, gang bang, all that stuff. Like y'all was hurt. Y'all was hurt. Y'all were responding to conditions that I didn't really live in. Like I know my daddy, I know my mama. Not to say they didn't, but a lot of that, was from a lot of just hurt in the community, and those were things that they were responding. And if I'm going there, I'm responding that way because of whatever is hurting me in that moment. So if I feel like listening to some of that music and being in that space, even Eminem and stuff, Eminem was mad. He was angry. It's I waited outside in the blistering cold for 4 hours and he just said no. That's what I was thinking about when you're talking about Don Miguel. Sign my book. Um, like I said, man, a lot of these men, sometimes boys, not boys, but young men, children, 20 years old, 19 years old, they was just hurt. So to go back to that place in my mind, and I do go there, it's like, oh, wait. What hurt me? What am I resisting? What am I letting go? What am I holding on to? Because I grew up. It was that wasn't the situation, and even if I didn't grow up like that, I'm a grown man now, and I can choose to not live in that pain, in that hurt, in that frustration. I can choose something different. So whenever those lines come up in my head, fuck a bitch and fuck you too, and all that kind of just crazy stuff. Okay, James, what's on your mind? What's on your heart? What you going through right now? I don't always catch it because that anger feel good. Like that's why the music was so popular because you ain't got to feel the hurt, you get to feel the anger, and it feel good to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight somebody, I'm gonna shoot somebody. This girl hurt my heart, but fuck a bitch. And it's like and this feels very uncomfortable for me to be cussing right now, so uncomfortable. Um, but reference to the music. And I do curse, but I'm around kids and stuff so much, and I just last year I cussed in front of my parents and stuff like that, and I'm like 30. They heard me cuss and stuff, but like I just don't be cussing in front of adults and forgetting that I'm an adult. But yeah, man, just remembering, just going to a place of where is this anger coming from? Because there was a lot of anger and a lot of hurt in that music. Um, Sometimes I could just enjoy it for the entertainment, but it's a lot of hurt and anger. And I was like, I know my dad. I love my dad. I love my parents. I grew up in the suburbs. Where am I going here with this? So
That's real. Second question is, how connected do you feel to your inner child?
not very connected. I think, and that was a part of, that the anger of letting my anger be expressed through that music, because a lot of my inner child was, I separated from it because it just felt like a weak place. It felt like a scary place as a child, because I just didn't have confidence and stuff. So I just, replaced it with that anger and stuff. But my inner child is a place that I'm learning to get back to, just being outside, being fun, not taking things so serious. It's a place that I'm building a better relationship with, but nah, I don't feel too connected with it right now.
Damn, that's real.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you another question to follow that up, but I don't want to waste that question on so I'll let you sit with that one. But last question, where will that yoga do be at the end of the month in this surrender challenge? If you can manifest where you would be, where would you be?
On a playground, enjoying my inner child.
That's real. That yoga dude, what do you have coming up? What do you have for the people that they need to know about?
In the link, we got this little stress less challenge for you. Putting just some tools together on how to stress less and get back to the inner child. So I sent that link to you, Mike. Go ahead and check that out, and we'll be doing another. Yeah. Just focus on that. Go there, do that. Yeah, just click that in the link and check out what we're doing, and hopefully it could be helpful to you and a tool that you can add to your journey.
That's what's up. And this month I have Merch Madness. Me, Yanni Blue. We are in a challenge for ourselves. It's a friendly competition, but a challenge for ourselves to sell as much merch as we can. I did my numbers from last month. Last year I did 30 pieces of merch. I want to do 60 this year. So you can find what we have right now at yanniblue.etsy.com. Also, justmikebrown.com. I will be uploading some of my stuff there. So you can find it at either the one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just tap into what we're doing. On the 14th, we are starting a new podcast. It's called The Creator's Toolkit. And basically, we're just going to be giving game of the lessons we learned and bringing in some experts in tools to help creatives make money off their art and around their art. Like, we are putting the death to the starving artist. There is no more starving artists, only thriving artists. And we want to support you in that journey. So the Creator's Toolkit. Also, I'm releasing a song with Yanni Blue, Eddie Wayne. It's called This Shit Hard. We keep calling it That Shit Hard, but it's called This Shit Hard. I produced it as well. Started in New York, finished it in Houston. It's a good fucking song. I'm just, I'm just trying to be that espresso for you guys in the morning to wake you up, you know. And yeah, that's all I got for you.
Hey. Cool, man. Let's take a deep breath. Relax. And let's fill up the lungs through the nose, breathing in and letting it go. Thank y'all. As always, feel free, and namaste. Peace.
Peace, y'all.